Нам свобода дорога. Через прорезь пулемета я ищу в степи врага. Анархия, мама, сынов своих любит. Анархия, мама, не продаст. Свинцовым дождем врага приголубит. Анархия, мама, за нас. Застрочу огнем кинжальным, как поближе подпущу. Ничего в бою не жаль мне, ни о чем я не прощу. Анархия, мама, сынов своих любит. Анархия, мама, не продаст. Свинцовым дождем врага приголубит. Анархия, мама, за нас. Только радуюсь убойной силе моего дружка. Видеть я могу спокойно только мертвого врага. Анархия, мама, сынов своих любит. Анархия, мама, не продаст. Свинцовым дождем врага приголубит. Анархия, мама, за нас. Анархия, мама, сынов своих любит. Анархия, мама, не продаст. Свинцовым дождем врага приголубит. Анархия, мама, за нас. Свинцовым дождем врага приголубит. Анархия, мама, за нас. Свинцовым дождем врага приголубит. Анархия, мама, за нас. Анархия, мама, за нас. Анархия, мама, за нас. Анархия, мама, за нас.
Oh god. Oh boy. And we're live. There we go. We did it. Yeah. Yeah. Or I'm sorry.
Off
Please
to a
forgive.
great start today.
Yeah, or please forgive me. uh so with no real introductions to be said. I have a simple question for all of you. Are you ready to begin?
Certainly am.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, I'm ready for violence.
Aww. Oh, play. Nice. So, simple ambience to begin. Last we left off, you made it to Ledgerton, a nice little city somewhere in UKP with assignment that you need to kill 5 individuals that are in charge of a gang called the Fangs. Only 2 aliases were known, that of the lady and the sorcerer, and 1 confirmed person, that of the town's executioner. You basically came there early, caught wind of an oncoming spectacle in middle of the day, an execution. When there, you heard commotions of this girl being executed unpromptly, without, official channels and whatnot, and unfairly, and you decide to take it to your own action to liberate the said girl. So you all concocted a plan to save an elven girl from execution. with a little bit of stealth, deception, and misdirection, the executioner nearly got hanged by his own gallows, and the elven girl, neatly tucked in Alera's embrace, managed to flee and escape successfully. Well, that spectacle aside, Andela, you made it to Red Moss and then, and you had to find Edwin. You did find Edwin, and he basically asked how you know him, had a little bit of a decent chat, got a free bowl of stew, and you got your first, I guess, job to see how good you are as a physician. Giving you details of a street where there is a temple, and of course they need skilled individuals. And Shinya, basically probably bitter that he didn't execute the executioner the first time, was basically following the executioner and hoping that he is gonna be isolated for a bit for him to, kill him. Alas, that chance never appeared. And if I remember correctly, Alera, you went north outside of Lernerton to basically meet with the hermit, the herbalist, as the girl described. She can help him, and you are now running or walking with a bag of potatoes. Shinya, you basically gave up on chasing down the executioner and kind of met up with Andela, who's basically eating. So, let's go with... You know what? Let's go with Alera. Okay. So. Yes. So, I just want to ask, pretty simply, is there anything you wish to do? Like talk, inquire, or, I don't know, observe the surrounding area while proceeding to her direction? Because clearly not going to chuck the bag of potatoes down the street. So...
Well, Alera probably wouldn't want to ask many questions. But is there anything that she probably should? I can't ask her why she was going to be executed, because that kind of gives away that I'm not really a savior. I guess after like a couple minutes of walking, she'll at least ask who this herbalist is then. If she knows them personally or...
Hermit.
Yeah, herbalist.
Hermit.
Basically, both were referred, so both will work. She, quite more composed and surprisingly lively for a sack of potatoes, answered softly. Elf. Old. Came here a few years ago. Helps folk.
Alera kind of, again, looking forward, so you can't really see her expression. Her expression is very unsympathetic. Almost as like you've been walking through several miles carrying a bag of potatoes. Helps people, including people who are supposed to be executed.
It's weird. He told me to run. I protested. It's yesterday. I don't know if he's still there. Should be.
So you knew they were coming for you? Why did you not run?
If I would have ran, they would have came for my my sister. I couldn't. Treason in these lands now transferred to your closest kin. I ran, then my sister would have hanged.
Well, they hang now that you've escaped anyway. And then she realized that comes out wrong. Should we go and check in on them? Are you sure they're safe?
Let me actually. You brought her up a very good point. Oh
Wait for her to
god.
be like, back south. Let's go.
No. She seemed to freeze up in panic, and then shake her head. No. If he'd look there first. No. And then just kind of continues to vaguely point towards the forest. Although, when I say vaguely, you realize that she is pointing at a particular section of a tree line, so she's not just randomly pointing you, just randomly, just north, wherever. She seems to have a genuine intuition where she needs to go. Although, can you roll me another medical check?
Well, if she's happy to let her family be tortured and interrogated and die, that's on her. I wasn't gonna judge her priorities. Medicine, did you say?
Yes, medicine.
I need to start memorizing these.
There's a thing called character sheet.
I know, I have them, but I should memorize.
So,
You could just write them down.
yeah, true.
God damn.
You come to this realization of the girl that the adrenaline on her face is wearing off. Her body is becoming limp, and you can see by her expression that the pain of broken ankles is being more and more apparent as it was first off biting her lips out of not crying, weeping, to gritting her teeth in order to not wince in pain. As you basically make it out of Leonardton and just basically go through fields.
I mean, a little bit of pain is a good distraction. I mean, she'll be not thinking about everything I say too clearly. So I won't slow down, but I ain't speeding up because of it.
I know. I can imagine that you just look at her as like, man, I could tell you that you did a poor choice and now you're kind of getting tortured as with, but I won't because I'm a nice person.
I mean, if depends on how things go. If I need to like make her a bit emotional, I'll hit her over the head with that later, and how her family are probably getting flayed alive. But for now, let's keep that in the pocket.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're fine. Deliberately
Yeah.
pat them on the ankle.
Yo.
I'm sure they're.
Oh. Well, with that being said, yeah, you're just walking, and meanwhile, Angela, Ginia,
Mhm.
well, Angela, you got your assignment, I guess, from Edwin, a very nice and generous, charitable human individual. I assume you're gonna finish the food that was provided for you for free, and try to go through a triage.
I would move out of the inn, but I wouldn't immediately go there in case somebody shows up. So I would spend like a few minutes just like walking about, just checking out the area some more and see if any of my compatriots show up.
Well, that being said, Shinya,
I don't know how long.
I remember last session you were basically stopping after realizing you met up with Angela. You are still invisible, so I don't know if you stayed or you decided to stalk back after the executioner.
After a short while of realizing I'm not going to get the executioner alone, I would. About how close would we still be to the red moss?
Um, if you wanna follow the executioner,
Yeah,
yeah,
if after he stops
he's basically walking away. You are basically what by the sun looks to be southeast part of the city, and he's just going straight west through the street, shouting and essentially, well, it's more like screaming.
yeah, realizing that I'm probably not going to catch him alone anytime soon, I'd go back to the Red Moss just to try and meet up with everyone again and let them know what I found.
Yeah. So the question is, uh, are you gonna actually like take a seat somewhere else, or just see Andilla with a human enjoying a meal, and you're just gonna sit like this seat taken, or just how you gonna approach this?
Still not wanting to reveal my identity, I will this time look like just a normal, regular human that's been walking around, and I'll sit at the table right behind her and just kind of nudge her. Him, sorry.
Yeah, him. Okay.
Okay.
And
Given
we're
that I'm
gonna
still
lean
sitting,
back. I'll lean
can I help
back
you?
and as quietly as I can. Where's the fucking head feed?
I'm gonna look down at the bowl. It's
Yeah.
mostly empty anyway, so there's like not much left. Um, Looking over to Edwin. Uh, Thank you for the meal. I'm gonna get this back to bar table, and I'll just take my leave towards the address you gave me. Thank you again. Thank you once again for the opportunity.
Don't mention it. Safe travels. And kind of gives a
Thank you.
polite nod.
Hmm? I would get the what did I want to say? I would get the ball back to barkeep. I know this isn't required, but I'll just do it.
Uh huh.
Um, and kind of try to get Chinya to follow me. Because I'm not talking in this room with him.
As soon as I saw I'd get up as soon as I saw him going towards the door and follow him out.
And just outside the inn, I would round the corner once more and again still look to it that you follow me. It's really distracting knowing that I never know how you guys look. I'm still not talking like open field, but quiet conversation. It's very weird, but what were you asking?
Me?
And I think I
And
lost connection.
Oh God.
you might have lost connection for a bit, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Repeating once again what I said, I left the tavern with you following me, rounded the corner once, and in a quiet conversation, I would then ask, um, first of all, it's really difficult to recognize you guys, so props on you, you know how you do this. And second, what was that question? I didn't hear that.
What do you want me to say? I'm sorry. I don't want people making face around here.
Give me a second.
Oh
Could you
God.
repeat that? You're cutting out.
That's a problem with driving through small towns.
Hmm.
As of nowhere, yeah. So, the question. You were asking me a question.
Oh no, I was just being an asshole. What did you want me to say? I'm sorry. I don't want people seeing my face around here. I don't want my
No, that's
face known.
perfect. That is absolutely perfect, dude. But you were asking me a question in there, and I did not hear it. Because I'm currently talking to one of the
I,
fangs.
I said, "Where's the fucking half breed?" that incompetent fool couldn't make their way back here?
Seems like it. No idea where the hell she fucked off to. I assume she will be on her way to somewhere. The thing is, and I'll hold up a piece of paper. I got a mission. I'm getting into I'm gonna start working for the city for a bit to get myself deeper into all of this. Get some trust around the city. Blessed by one of the fangs himself.
I'll look around and make sure that no one else can see us,
Hmm?
and I'll disguise self as a city guard. I can put in a good order if you need.
I already have the good word, dude. This is about as much of a golden ticket as you can possibly get it. And I would say I would hand you a bag of money. This is what we got from the mission to actually pay for rooms and food and so on. Get us some rooms. 2 for now. Get the third one if that half breach does show up.
And
On
yeah, I'll split off and start looking for a inn. I
Red Moss.
Yeah, literally.
mentioned that
The closest inn is literally Red Moss. Which is.
well, that works.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'll make mention that I saw the executioner heading west from roughly where I was before I came back.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out that I don't move too far west then. He seems a bit choleric, if you ask me.
If you need anything, I'll just be up in the room customizing a couple more things, I guess.
We do have to go into detail about that. I'm very curious how you do this. Problem for later.
At that,
I
you
got a
see
job
my
to
eyes
complete.
kind of like you see my eyes light up about being able to tell someone else, another gnome, about all the stuff I know.
See, so.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, so. To put it simply, how many rooms are you gonna order, Shinya? Because it's 1 gold a room per night.
How much gold? Have we...
Huh? 1 gold per room.
How much gold do we have total?
Yeah, how much?
We
How
currently
much was
still
I
have
given?
160, 198. 96, sorry.
Oh, I have 2 rooms, one for myself, one for those 2.
Okay. You get free gold, and you get free keys. 3rd floor. There's a stairway that leads up to flights of stairs, and 3rd floor, 3 rooms.
I check each of the rooms.
You're not playing on the road again, dude.
Oh no.
And once I was sure I was alone, I would head back into the city and see if I could find any entity that looked interesting biologically.
Oh, you're gonna pursue interesting biological entity, or anything
Yes.
more specific. Okay. Roll me 3 Okay. Roll me 3 perception checks. Okay. Meanwhile, Angela, I assume you're gonna go to the temple, right?
I'm gonna be in the temple.
So, takes you about... Change the ambient. Oh, ooh. Ow, 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 it's loud. Ouch. Okay. It takes about 4 or 5 minutes of walking. It's not too far. It is almost in the center. It's no. Oh god. Why is this not working properly? There you go. Yep. There you go. So, can you roll me a perception and religion check, Angela, when you approach?
Sure thing. I think it's over to this screen. That is perception, and this is religion.
Yes. Well, to put it simply, it is a church from the outside. Although when you come closer, there is a sign that has been put in on the entrance. Temple's Infirmary. With your perception, however, looking around the temple in and out, from what you can see, statues and iconography of religious icons seem to be missing, removed, what they were previously or why was done to this place. You have really no clue. The door is, of course, is pretty heavy, but it is not locked. You can easily open up, and when you open it up, well, you assume half the crowd of your little execution shenanigans is basically at the first 40-50 feet of it. A massive crowd, some hunched in the corner, some are standing, some are with bandages, fresh with blood. It smells of not stillness, but the like dead air and dirt, feces, awful pungent smell, and not to mention that occasional cry, a weep can be heard echoing through the chapel. The acoustics of this place are amazing. Although
Especially for capturing screams.
yeah.
Hooray.
Although you basically look at the people and, well, you don't really see anybody who belongs here. No clerics, priests, or whatever you might expect in the place that has been a temple now or an infirmary. Can you just roll me an investigation check if you can see if you can figure out who might be in charge or if you can find a person.
Oh, hooray.
It takes you a good, well, it takes you, you think just gonna cross to the other side, just go for the temple and figure out wherever it is. The actual people who are here are blocking your way so you don't cut in line. So, and you're kinda are there in the line, waiting and waiting and waiting, and you realize, this is the entry to the temple, as there is almost like a wooden barricade made, not a makeshift one, but not really, to fit the chapel's white stone walls and floor. There is almost like a gate and a handful of windows where a bunch of people in white cloth are essentially talking to the people who come to them, tell their illnesses and whatnot. And eventually, after like 10 minutes of just idling and waiting, eventually you come across the window. Um, oh, so you see a young, beautiful girl, mid-20s by the looks of it, just kind of slightly tired of all the people that are complaining about either not hearing properly, fell over on the floor, got pushed and nearly suffocated by the crowd. A lot of things and a lot of like a massive influx of people by a very interesting circumstance in today's execution. The girl just sighs as you come in front of her, and she just sighs. Welcome to the Temple's Infirmary. My name is Zaria. How can I help you?
I was sent here by Edwin. Been told you guys are looking for reinforcements, assistance.
She seems to nod a bit. Are you like you're a medic?
Apparently, I have talent to become one.
Well,
Field learning.
well, we would rather take a medic than additional patient. She kind of immediately seems to write a few things on a piece of paper, and then seemingly there's some sort of mechanism on the other side of the wall. She pulls, and the gate opens up, and beyond the gate there is a lot more people. Basically most of them laying, and there's a lot of blood. As the girl provides you with a piece of paper. Go meet Michaela, at the end by the altar. She's the lady of the temple. She is responsible for the triage, the treatments, and whatnot. She can get you sorted at all the things. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Nods, and then closes the gate shut as soon as you pass, because apparently somebody else tried to pass, and you hear a sharp whistle of Zaria saying, "Nope, here," and you basically well, are free to go. So passive perception. There is about 120, 130 people. Some on beds, bad quality beds. A lot of them are just plainly on the ground. Bandages everywhere, and quite a lot of them are bleeding. Some are bleeding has stopped. Some you can roll with some medical check. Oh, well,
16.
16. In the crowd of the 100 something, which you realize there's about 7 doctors, nurses, clerics. You don't know really what their qualification is, if it's arcane or physical arts. In the patients you see, there's at least 7 dead. You basically walk by, there's a puddle of blood, and their bodies are stiff, unresponsive. You do see a lot of people here. Like, these are the people who first you realize this is basically Alera's? Genius doing? One of theirs doing. Because clearly these are fresh people who came here recently, not some people who've been here for hours or days. So yeah.
I heard that bang myself. Like, I'm not bleeding out of my ears, but I did hear that.
Yeah. Well, some people got a lot worse than
Hmm.
them. Nevertheless, uh, would you try to see if you can help any of them? Because a lot of misery on the floor. Or would you go towards yeah.
I would just, on the side, kind of keep track. Like, I'm not gonna help anyone, but I would like to already make an eye out on who could easily be helped.
Uh,
Just like in passing glances, as in, okay, that person is definitely dead. We can empty that bed. Get someone new in instead.
well, um, quick glance. The only real thing aid you can do at the moment, because there are no like puncture wounds or
Mm.
stab. It's basically it's either somebody got crushed severely enough to the point that something is bleeding out and it's internal. Somebody got crushed and something broke out and bone is sticking out and the blood also around
Horrible
it.
corrections, yeah.
Yes, yes. Or well, basically those are the two main things. And well, besides at the moment, without any guiding, uh, all they can do really is bandage the people who are not bandaged, but everybody is bandaged. Although
Mm.
you can see the 7 people, they're not doing any surgeries or anything. They're literally just bandaging people up.
Well, focus points, I guess. I
So,
would find my luck then finding the Lady of the Temple.
so, uh, yeah, takes you less than a minute walk through all the misery and pain, and at the end of the altar, which is still an altar dedicated to something, but it's less of a deity, more like a scientific
Pray
table
that these
of oh
pray that these people survive.
well no, it's more like an alchemy table, a bunch of books, scrolls, uh and basically you see a chair, like one that would befit like a throne room or something, made of wood, sturdy, big, and kind of pointing at the at the front of the desk. As you go to basically look at the contents of the table and if there's anybody around, you basically see um, a half asleep elven child, seemingly. Um, although, while she is snoring or softly snoozing, her eyes are bloodied as she just kind of is staring blankly at the table in front of her. And your arrival does not seem to move her eyes anywhere.
Why is this child here?
Are you gonna say this aloud?
No, I just want to figure it out. Like, is it just the eyes or anything
Well,
clearly visible?
well, you quickly look over. She's an elf, that's for certain.
Mm.
She is like barely 5 feet, not even. She's small, and she's kind of like lanky, and she is just. Well, she looks like a child, though the only thing that doesn't really fit is the ashen hair.
Mm.
And the look that she gives, and you realize she is not responsive. Her eyes are just stuck at the same point. Uh, they are. They've been awake or been open for a very, very long time. Bags upon bags of exhaustion and tiredness can be easily seen. You for a few seconds don't really think she's alive until you can hear her make a sound slightly.
What happened to you? Now this time actually asking out loud.
She suddenly blinks and slightly coughs up. What? What? Ooh.
I honestly didn't expect you to still be able to talk.
She grabs her head and grips it tightly. Ah, what now for you? We're fully booked. We're understaffed. What do you need?
Are you my Kea?
She nods. Yeah. What about it?
I was sent by Edwin. He says you're in need of medics.
We fucking need medics. Do you see what has happened? Oh,
I mean, I heard the bang from across the city.
no, no, no. Something in the woods. Some fucking wolves starting to get close, attacking. Stands up. She seems to just walk by you, kind of pushes you aside a bit. And then she just yawns, looks at basically this from this perspective where a cleric or a priest of some faith would probably have a congregation like 200 300 people. There's just bodies and sections of the church is just blood floor. She takes a sigh and then she mutters something to herself and claps her palms together, and all of a sudden um a grayish orb manifests in the midst of the church. And the gray orb swirls, then begins to spark in this bluish yellowish light. And all of a sudden, you see these hundreds, well, not hundreds, but over 100 strains, like small wires, descend and seemingly attach to each individual person on. As she does that, just kind of breathes heavily. Be over. She kind of looks at you again, seemingly with a bit more clarity. Yeah? You want help? What can you do? Are you a priest? Devotee? Acolyte?
Medic.
One of the modern ones.
Seems like it.
Takes a deep sigh. Oh, okay.
And make a blind man see. Make sure if his leg is broken that maybe it can be repaired again.
Okay. He kind of she seemingly points and then she kind of falters to a bit and she kind of stabilizes herself on the feet. Bandage everyone, and then look upon their limbs. Make sure nobody bleeds out on the floor. If you see somebody not breathing,
Yes?
when she says that, she covers her eyes, and you can see her lips whimper. Find the mortician. Tell them there's another.
I found 7 on my way here.
She sighs, but it's not of relief, not of happiness. It is of significant pain. Can you roll me perception?
18.
Um, you realize what you look at her, and you see there are two chains hanging basically around her neck, with two necklaces, basically hiding in her clothes, and they're of two religious symbols. Can you roll me a religion check?
I'm a godless man, let's be honest.
Yeah. You don't recognize them, but they're not of the same faith. One is of seemingly gold, and another is of silver. One is seemingly to be of the sun, and another seems to be of the moon, or a half moon, at least. Nevertheless,
Nathan, you would be needed here.
Nathan would be needed here. So yeah. If you could, so I assume you're gonna actually help. Okay, so I'm gonna make you roll a lot of things. So, do you have any tools, medical tools?
I don't have any with me. I would just find one of the other people and ask them where the stash is after telling them I was sent by Micaiah.
Yeah. So roll me, investigation, perception, and insight.
Investigation,
Perception,
perception,
and insight.
insight.
And then we're gonna move to the road people.
There you go.
Perception. Okay. And then roll me, and this is just keep it for later. 8 medical checks. You're gonna do a lot of work. There are people who fucking need help severely.
One not 20 in there.
Nice. Okay. Keep that in later. Give me a second. I just need to do. So, gonna make this is that. We're gonna go back to Alera. Yeah, are you there, Worm, my boy?
Hey.
There you go. Hello. Okay. So, give me a second. I just need to skip the music. So, it's been like good 10 minutes tracking. Nothing too difficult. Though you can clearly see that the pain of the girl is intensifying as minutes come by. And yeah, she leads you to essentially a tree line. And then maybe 5 more minutes in, basically leading. And you can clearly see there is already a path laid there. People have been going in off and off the path that you're basically being pointed through. Eventually, you do meet, or I guess not meet, you do actually approach what seems to be a very well established buildings. 2 big buildings, not like of stone but of wood, and very overgrown. First intuition, druid. There's a small garden, very well kept, a bunch of critters ever present in the buildings, and instead of 2 chimneys are bursting, even though it's middle of the summer. As basically the girl realizes that you're approaching the house, I assume you just don't like, there it is, drops off. Well, yeah. So basically, the girl starts to call out a name. Alan. Alan. And after a few seconds, you hear a loud snapping sound from inside one of the homes as comes out a 8-foot tall elf. The 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 robe scream of druid. Basically, covered in moss, bark, and actually seemingly living berries and fruits. Seemingly attached, just like almost like a fashion sense, but seemingly a lot more naturally than you would assume. Although it is one weird thing that he has glasses with metal frames and these ember tinted glasses. She seems to want to greet as he opens the door, but then his face hardens. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. As he kind of approaches you, Alira, towering over you, and then grabs the girl off your embrace. I
If he
assume
does that, I am going to, again, playing up the hero here, snap out my hand and grab his arm.
Uh-huh.
And then I will, continuing to stare at him with my best, I will fucking castrate you face.
Uh-huh.
Is this the right guy?
The girl looks at you with pain and just kind of nods.
I pause for another second. Letting I know I'm protecting you. I'm being defensive of you. And then I'll let him go. Then I'll take a step back and kind of give a small kind of nod of apology. Sorry. Please take care of her.
Don't go yet.
I don't plan to.
Good. What
I
happened to you,
don't plan
Abby?
to.
Abby starts to Abby starts to whimper that they came, they imprisoned, they broke her ankle so she couldn't run, and then tried to, in front of everyone, kill her, and then, kind of pointing at you, came to a rescue. The elf listens to her, quickly retell her past day or so, nods, and immediately snaps his fingers as a small little squirrel, seemingly out of nowhere from his wrist, just manifests. A bunch of squirrel sounds later, it just kind of flops on top of the girl and seemingly starts to rub the ankles. And then the elf looks at you.
Have we gone inside?
Yes.
Or are we still outside?
I mean, he went inside. He didn't say for you to come. But the door was open, so...
And she was taken in, I imagine?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. In that case, I've gone in.
And then...
Honestly, all that Alera's thinking as she watches this is, I hope this takes a while. I could really do with a rest. please don't heal it too quickly. Goddamn.
Then the druid just kind of looks at you and says, "So, who are you? Why did you do this? I am thankful, of course, but why? I do not recognize you. I do not know you. Can you roll me an insight check?"
Sure. Insight.
something about his statement of "I do not know you" just irks you the wrong way. Something is a bit iffy about that statement. Multi-layered, that is.
He's a druid. He probably knows a lot. And then she knows him, and he's got a reputation. So he likely has a lot of unseen influence. Well, I better dabble with the truth then. What kind of am I sat or am I stood?
There are
I don't know what is
chairs. There are chairs. Nobody is present except for three of you. So
Well, I'll let him feel he's in charge. I will sit if I'm not already. When he asks, I'll kind of pause for a moment. I'm new. I don't think we've met. In fact, I hadn't heard of you until you were mentioned.
oh, that is pretty
She then.
simple.
I don't know if he's going yet. Keep going.
Yeah, that is pretty simple. My name is Alan. I've been a resident of these woods for a good 2 centuries, give or take. Traveling from time to time, every once in a while, always within parameter of the forest. Um,
She kind of gives a nod. Nice to meet you, Alan.
and you would be.
She pauses for a second and then lets out kind of a sad sigh. I don't mean to be rude, but considering you have me at a bit of a disadvantage, I'd rather not say.
Mhm.
Please, don't take it. I don't mean any offense. It's just that, what with the events that have just occurred and probably will occur, I think it might be best for all of us if we stay as anonymous as possible. Then pauses for a second. But if you want to, you can call me, Alexandra.
Alexandra, interesting name. Never not native. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's close-ish, but not real. She then tries to give, like, a... Internally, she's thinking, fuck off, mate, I'm not giving you my name. On the outside, she's trying to be playful with it.
The girl winces in pain every once in a while. As you every
I
like
give my best concerned look.
every few seconds you hear this uncharacteristical crack somewhere around the girl's ankles, and followed by that is a sudden jettison of pain, and the girl within like half a minute breaks into an actual like full-on sweat.
Sensing a perfect diversion, I will give my best concerned look, and then look glancing back at him.
Can you roll me a deception check?
Is she all right over there? Your assistant taking everything okay? Deception?
It's
Absolutely.
deception. I'm gonna roll an insight against you.
Ooh.
He seems to eye you. There is this as fog you wanna puff up, the more he seems to float away, and you seem to be in the sand still. He kind of stares at you for a few seconds, eyeing you. And then he kind of gives us polite smile. Tea, perhaps. This will take about an hour or so.
Small pause. Thank you.
I would like to discuss some business. as then he gives a whistle, and all of a sudden you hear on the other side of the room just a bowl of wood starts to crackle, and seemingly liquid manifests inside of it and starts to steam oil.
As I kind of sit there waiting, and very aware that he is not buying this as easily as some of the others. Just kind of glance around the interior here. Will we be safe here?
Except for one thing, which I hope you are the people. I hope you are. He seems to uh, snap his fingers
Yeah.
and he snaps his fingers and seemingly the bowl starts to trek, just almost like something invisible is dragging through the floor and down the wall from where it is, not spilling any water on the floor anywhere. Gravity just says fuck to that cup, and it just kind of starts to travel towards you, Alara, as he kind of continues to speak.
She gives like a genuine eyebrow raise at his statement. Are you expecting someone, or am I just an answered prayer?
No, like I said, I've been of these forests for centuries. I know what has been going on here for centuries. I know what this girl has been through. Confessed to me yesterday. I advised her to leave. She did not. I do also surmise their people, the capital, powerful problem solvers, counterweight power that arrive discreetly, like a mist in the dawn of morn, and leave with the problem solved. I assume
And
this
do
is not.
you have a problem?
Does the name, the alias of the fangs ring any bells? Ori, perhaps? Pray? Seek?
There's a pause for a moment. She weighs this up.
Because I know she knows too much. Thus, she was targeted by them. And I do know that they have been causing quite a ruckus. And I do know what Lord and Lady Kazuma do when disorder becomes apparent in their lands. I know who they sent, although you are different. There is no taint on you, or there is something odd, weird.
I am going to diligently not answer his question, instead ask my own. And when did all this trouble start? I could tell something was off about this place from the minute I arrived, but you seem to be a little more knowledgeable than me.
Then basically at that point the cup basically arrives at you, and it is a blend of leaves and berries, and it is this like nice inviting brown orange color. It's up to you if you want to try it or not. You're gonna be
I will, I will take it and hold it for a minute, but I'm going to stare at him until he
Okay.
answers my question.
Every single twig, every single bird, every single critter for miles on end has been accounted for as long as I've been here. True, I do not really meddle in the affairs of civilized world, as you call it. I do aid the ill, the desperate every once in a while. However, as few weeks have been different. Commotions in the cities, talk of bandits, the usual. Although talk of banditry hasn't been prevalent for a good decade or so, ever since, what do you call it, war? Where the Lord and Lady Cosimoth were victorious. So it was a bit odd, but nothing that hasn't happened in the long history of humanity. But about a week ago, a new force delved into the forest. Unnatural forest beasts hungry of blood, led by someone fierce, led by something bloodthirsty, malicious. An unnatural spirit of these forests, a lycanthrope. But not that kind of the Fey origin tainted.
Sounds lovely. Well, I am familiar with the war and its consequences, but I am unfortunately not as familiar with the creature you describe, nor the troublesome activity you say has been taking place. These fangs sound like a nuisance, and with any luck, your shining heroes will arrive and sort them out. But as for me, that isn't exactly my main intention. I kind of look at the tea for a moment. Has he had any of his or no?
Um, every once in a while, especially when he's listening. Even though he is
Very well,
drinking,
I will.
he's fully just intently staring at you.
Well, don't think he'll poison me. Could be something else, but fuck it. I will take a sip. Look at it for a moment, then back at him.
It is quite
And if
delicious.
you're usually so detached from civilized affairs, then why are you helping her? And why did she say that you were the one to bring her to?
Roll me persuasion check.
Persuasion.
We all have secrets, lady. So I
Fair
shall
enough.
keep to mine. Nevertheless, then looks at the girl who's seemingly aching pain, and then just kind of pats her on the head, says, "This is gonna be a bit more awful, so will take but a minute." And then kind of extends her hand over her face, and this fog seemingly manifests out of his hand. And when the hand is released from her face, she seems to be asleep. Looks at you. "Because she is my kin, young one. Long ago, I had a brother. A half-breed, as one would call it. But I care for him much. And generation after generation, his line descended while I remained nearby. If you think of me to be heartless for letting my own semi-descendant to be killed, you are semi-correct. Albeit it had been a lot easier to resurrect a dead being and give it a new life. But alas, this will not come to pass." Can you roll me a deception with disadvantage?
Disadvantage.
Yes.
Just for staring.
T.
Deception. Yeah.
Yes.
18.
I look upon you with a brief of honesty, for your kind is not of honest folk. The thing that you hunt, the thing that you seek, is in the forest and city. No deception is required. Too many coincidences for girl of noblish attire wandering through a stranger that they saved from a stern execution. Be a coincidence. Change of heart. So, they will look for her. They will come here. I don't know how many, but the pack leader will. You wish to find him. You wish to know him. To learn his secret.
So you say? If we speak of changes of heart, and how you help your kin, what of hers? They no doubt will be captured, interrogated, flayed, for they don't know where she is. And when their muscles are ripped from her flesh and salt poured on the wounds, will you do nothing for them then?
They can bleed and die and be buried in the earth for months. I can bring them back. Give them a new life across the world if need.
How charmingly pragmatic.
They will not be the first, nor will they be the last. So if you wish
And what of those who will knock on your door? If you can raise the dead to life, surely you can make the life turn to death. This seems like a problem that you claim to have solved already.
Maybe.
If I wished to leave, would you stop me?
No. But I know you would not be having this conversation if you would not be considering the option.
I'm considering it, of course. Besides, some chat over tea is civil. And whether you like it or not, you are under the thumb of civil authority. Now,
You see him
when they come and knock on your door, what would you have me do? If you no longer want lies and roundabout questions, tell me plainly.
I can summon beasts great. Those who have not walked the region for millennia. Briefly, as a distraction. Something to dissuade, maim, or even kill. But of course, if one to be fallen of a pack, there is little reason to believe that others will stay. Or maybe they would. While they get maimed and distraught, I can give you a guiding hand, chase their leader.
You would have me pursue them.
You would not be alone. You would have direction away. I seek the protection of the forest. You seek the ones that tainted their head. And of course their information, what they else have of the so-called fangs.
I would rest a while first. It's been quite a journey. Then, if you have information to share, I would gladly take it and use it to, as you present it, deal with our mutual issue.
I will tell what I know personally of the forest, and I will tell what I know from the girl that sits on the bed. One of the individuals you seek is nurse, cleric, by the name of Zeria, a young human, raven black hair.
I see. Do you know which temple she serves?
Temple is not a temple but an infirmary. A decade ago or so, there was a temple dedicated to saloon in this very city. Quite a big following. Those were better times than they are now. They're They were pushed away by the new order into exile, into fleeing. I granted many passage to the imperial lands of Dor, but a handful stayed, migrated. I do not believe any of them stayed here. And of course the temple was made to a house for the sick, preferably treatment with forks, knives, rather than the blessings of gods and nature. It kind of sounds bitter about it. Hubris of.
I imagine I've finished the tea by now. Can I put it aside? Any others?
There is another that they call the calm individual, a negotiator, charismatic man. Human. Then he kind of just shakes his head. Not really knowing much about it.
She's giving. She's staring. Anything else?
Think for a second. No, I don't believe there are anything I know more. But you have plenty leads as it is. Capture them, interrogate them as you wish.
Just like twitch of her eye. I mean, she doesn't buy that that's everything. Either he's overselling his listening, his information abilities, or he's not giving everything he's got. But that doesn't. That is unbalanced. But all right, fuck it. Well, as I say, I'll need a short time. Your relative is a bit heavy.
If you wish to lay here, the second house has plenty of room to sleep. You do not mind the hay. And I must know, who are your companions? It be I can send word to them for them to follow here.
I have one, yes. We came as partners to the city, but I do not know where their location is. After the liberation of your relative, we scattered. I doubt you will find them for some time.
If you would give me a description of them, hi. They have a name that would be
Who should I give? I'll eeny, meeny, miny, moe, Andela. Yes, I will give the name Andela. I'll give a brief description. But I genuinely wouldn't have any idea where he is, would I? I know where like the rendezvous point was, but me, I don't think I'll give that.
Okay, so he nods, and that's it.
In that case, I will have a short rest.
Yeah. And you see him touch his hand, and a small little bird just flies out the doorway. Seemingly,
I will largely stay out the way, but I will have a genuine curiosity and observe a lot about the druidic magic. Druidic magic is quite subtle, but that is one of the reasons Alera actually is more interested in it. That, and it feels a bit more familiar.
yeah. Okay, with that being said and done, Shinya, you're here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so what have you been doing in that room that you rented? Because that's the last thing you were gonna do.
I would spend 1 hour prepping my body for surgeries.
Oh.
And then I would go out and look around for anyone who had interesting biology, dragonborns or
Oh yeah,
other
yeah,
strength.
yeah, yeah. Let's see, actually. I'm gonna skip this and then we can roll me investigation perception.
Investigation or perception, one sec. Hey, one of each or just choose one?
One of each.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right, that would be the perception, then investigation.
Ooh, damn. So interesting people with characteristics. The place is pretty fucking bland. A lot of fucking humans, dwarves, occasional elves. Who rolls? One thing that you notice, one thing that you notice that is odd of all the people, you could say unique, is you spot in about half an hour of your perusing, exploration, seeing who's what, you find a very sturdy looking dragonborn with silver scale.
Okay. So I will. Is there a back alley or is he isolatable at all?
Well, he is very in the crowd at the moment, seemingly carrying barrels of liquor.
As I'm approaching, as hidden as I can be, I will disguise self to look like just an average human and approach him. Oh, sir, you look strong and sturdy. There's an injured woman back over here. Please, I need your assistance.
Roll me a persuasion check for advantage.
$21.
He puts down the keg of ale and goes, okay, lead the way. Absolutely fucking clueless. You lead him into a dark alley, just a dead-end alleyway, and there is no way for him to go back. And he just looks confused. He's clearly looking for a damsel in distress. Jinian, what are you gonna do?
As he seems very confused, I will look around one last time to make sure that there is no one around us.
Uh-huh.
And I will search my additional appendage apparatus and use my 2 attacks to 3-round burst, additional
Gonna gun him down.
bonus action, 3-round burst. So 9 bullets into his back.
Just gonna gun him down.
Gunshots in the middle of the city. Today is a loud day in Lenny.
Why does it fucking remind me? Tell me about the rabbits again. Fucking rattles. Can you roll me 3 2 hits? Yeah, with the burst. Oh my god.
Here.
No fucking way. No fucking way. Oh, this is gonna be great. Just fucking rattle them, boys. Also, give me a second. I'm gonna run up and down the stairwell.
Well,
You know what? First attack, cause it's a, a surprise. Technically, all of them can go with advantage, so you can do it again if you want. Because man, it's
you said the first one has an advantage?
yeah. So basically 3 times in a row. Okay, one. Okay. You don't want to go for a crit? Try for a crit.
Sorry, it just wasn't pasting. There it is.
That's fine. Okay. All 3 burst hit. So can you roll damage for me?
That was-
Uh,
I got on those speakers. One, two, five, six.
that's one.
God damn it. Sorry, next time I'll have everything copied.
Um, loud bangs can echo. The guy tries to look back in confusion, gets fucking rattled. And before he can do like a full, like turn around, he falls on the ground, dead. Twitching for a few seconds and just goes limp.
And then once again, I will quickly look around to see if anyone over the bustling city heard the gunshots.
Nobody seemed to care. Despite how the ambient sounds, it is a lot louder. Uh, yeah, now you have a silver dragonborn in the alleyway.
And roughly how far am I from the red moss?
Uh, like, like, like 6 minutes of walking.
Right.
Do you wanna just investigate and see what he had on him?
Yeah, I'll see what he had on
Yeah.
him. And
Roll me investigation. Oh my god.
I-
So quickly.
I'll flash of genius that just for the shit of it. I have a 19.
Okay, you quickly go through, quickly. Okay, he has 12 gold, 70 silver, very cool. Has a nice silver dagger, also very cool. He has 2 bags of holding, you realize. One of them is basically empty. You basically find some clothing, seemingly a bit darker, a bit more nice fitting. Actual leather armor. Nice. And in the other bag, the first thing you pull out is a decapitated human head, blood vials, a blood-covered tome, several of them, scrolls. Do you know Infernal?
I do not know Infernal.
Uh, Fucking horrifyingly looking things written on paper, and you can guess with certainty that it's human or humanoid blood. Yeah. Besides that, this is your initial scan through because you're still in the middle of an alleyway.
Having found the bags I'm holding, the one mostly empty, am I able to fit the body in it?
Roll me a spring check.
Oh, of course.
You push, and you finally push him before you hear something unnaturally crack. Roll me a d8. Oh God! Can you roll me Constitution saving throw?
Yes, I can.
It very much sounds like you don't want to.
Oh, constantly. Me too.
So, you hear something crack as you shove the thing, and Shinya, to put it pretty simply, you don't know how long time has passed. You're riddled with sows, scars as you've been basically put back together. You hear something snap in your back, and you feel as your body just twitches forward, it just kind of falls where the Dragonborn's blood was, seemingly not really able to move. It takes you a good few minutes of breathing to move and kind of compose yourself, not drowning in the Dragonborn's blood, until you hear a scream. Until suddenly a bunch of humans just go around and one of them grabs you, and all of them are in shock, and they say, "Wait, he's alive! Get him to the medics!" And you're basically with a broken back, with a dragonborn body in one of the bags of holding, getting carried somewhere by a bunch of humans.
Still have the bags folding, right?
Yeah, you basically gathered everything as you gathered to yourself. Because how do I say this? It's like every 10 seconds you can move like an inch. And you basically like compose yourself, not drowning on blood and grabbing the bags. And you just gotta getting carried, you feel your back is in pain, you don't really feel good. You get brought somewhere. Oh my god. Listen, lads, I'm gonna be honest with you. This session is literally divine intervention upon divine intervention. I'm not gonna lie.
Of course.
You know why? You know why? Guess where he
Hmm?
gets taken, Angela.
No fucking clue. The temple?
From your perspective, Virginia, you've basically been dragged for like 7-8 minutes, people telling you to push aside, and you've arrived what seems to be a temple, kind of just looking up because you can't really move your head that well, and you hear a crowd that has been cleared up a bit, you know, with a bunch of stuffs like pushed aside and saying, "Oh, this guy has been injured. He's covered in blood." And you hear someone say, "Oh, okay." And then just kind of the door swings open. Shinya, you look around and you see a bunch of bodies on the floor. You're somewhere in the medical place. And one of the people you see tending to the bodies is Andala. Andala, give me a second. Where's the rolls up to that point? Check. Oh, this one. Oh yeah. Andala, you've been basically working triage for the past hour and a bit. While you didn't set up any bones fully yet, you did basically stop several people from just bleeding to death, either because the bandages were not properly made, like sufficiently placed, or the bandages were not just tightened enough. So you saved at least like 7-8 lives, give or take. You can't really guess. And people keep going. Bodies have been going out, those who have passed away. And after an hour and 40 minutes or so, like 7 people arrive, and there's a commotion at the front that kind of gets a few people looking, those who are working, and like 2 people are essentially carrying this guy who's limp, essentially, covered in blood, and saying that they need a medic. He got injured, and they kind of
Let
just
me have a
place
look at him. How bad is it?
medical check.
Let's see, do I still have... No, I don't have that.
Yeah, if you want, you can talk. You should probably say you can talk. Yeah, you look quickly. You realize he's basically no injuries, no bullets, nothing. Although something about his behavior, he's responsive, is there. Something about his body is just limp, and you think it's just a quick summary guess. Something is wrong with his back. Something happened to his spine. Something broke.
As he's doing the exam, I'll narrow my eyes and like weakly try and slap his hand away from me, just stare at him.
If you don't need any help, get up and walk away.
I'll attempt to sit up. I know I can't.
Yeah, you like barely can. You try to lift your neck off the ground. You can't. You fail. However,
What should be noted is it literally takes me like 5 or 6 minutes to realize that it's you. Like, point is, when I made that comment of like, if you don't need any help, get out, I didn't realize it was you by that at that point because I was just kind of in the flow.
so yeah. However, funny thing that happens. You realize something, Andela, by basically talking with people. Uh, yeah, basically, it's just because you had to get some equipment, and
Mhm.
people are working, and some people are conscious, but they can't really do much. They basically give you a quick summary, the lore of this place. Uh, Mikia, the person that is responsible of this, is basically like the only actual priestess in the city. Like she's she's the only she's the only person here to stay behind and
Eric,
is huh?
I'm very sorry to interrupt, but the way you phrased that made me just think this man's on the floor fucking dying. And then the local historian comes up to him and gives him the looked up. I know you're about to die, but let me tell you about the architecture.
It's
Really
too distracting.
fascinating.
Actually, I think it would be a case of, um, I'm kind of new to the city, but I know what I'm doing to distract you from the pain. Please tell me something.
Yeah,
Um,
kinda. It's not like
keep
some
talking so I can make sure that you're not dying.
yeah. So yeah, basically she's like the last high priestess. Well, she was priest and priestess. Um, they basically stay behind. She's basically been well tending to the ill and the wounded. And funnily enough, you realize the reason why she's basically so tired is she's literally passing out for an hour in order to get some of her power back to basically use it to basically heal as many people as possible in the room. And she's basically goes out, wakes up, goes to basically off the off the fucking seat, casts a spell, and then just goes back on the chair and just sleeps. Um. So, also, two things occur. Opportunistically enough, it's literally divine intervention. So, one of those orbs gets manifested while Angela you basically taking care of Shinya. And as soon as the thing just kind of reaches Shinya, all of a sudden you feel your lower back. It feels warm, stings a bit, but then all of a sudden you feel the sensation that your spine is back. And literally, within another 30 seconds, uh, there's like a handful of windows open to the side, not really the big massive ones. And all of a sudden you see a singular bird, like a small little bird that is like 2-3 inches big, just flies in the room. And of course there's a commotion saying that someone get this bird off. And the bird literally flies by you, Angela, seemingly circles at you, stares at you, and you hear a whisper in your head. Your associate is looking for you and has told to come to her. When you are ready, follow me, and I shall guide you. And then the
I'm
bird
kind
just
of just.
flies away, and
Hmm?
it's basically perched by the open window. It seemingly stares at your vicinity.
I'm at work for fuck's sake. I can't just leave. Uh, is Shinya back in the world of the living, or
Well,
mentally
Shinya,
available?
Shinya, you
So
you
how's that doing now? I'm poking him in the spine.
I'll, I'll narrow my eyes again. I can walk now, jackass.
Perfect. I've just been told you may have somewhere else that you are needed.
I'll pick up both the bags of holding and kind of hold them close to me. Do you know what languages do you know?
Oh, not much really. He's switching like between a few languages. Just like basic vocabulary, like some basics in this, some basics in this, much of that. And the three that do stand out are common, gnomish, and undercommon. And he's just sitting there like,
In my
three?
explorations, I may have discovered a book. I can't read it. Give me time. I might be able to.
Okay. As for the moment, give me a second. From the other people that have worked around here, like,
Hmm?
the other 7 people,
Yeah.
um, are they like just staying at full shift, or is there any indication of them taking breaks sometimes, leaving, or is everyone just working full
They
time
they're
24/7 here?
they seem to take breaks every once in a while.
Mm,
There has been a shift of 2 people that
mm,
came in and 1 person walked out.
mm. Additive. Okay. Um, I would go up to one of the people who I've been here with longest, like one of the people who's been around when I got into the building.
Huh?
Do I know any names by now? No, right?
No.
Mm.
Hey, can you
Hey there.
yeah, hey. Hey.
We never
Yeah.
we never quite introduced ourselves, did we?
No.
Um,
What are you? Who are you?
the name's Andala. I will be returning a few more times around here. There's more than enough people that needs to be worked on.
Uh-huh.
Um, the thing is, I gotta disappear for a bit. Um, I don't know when I will be back. At absolute latest tomorrow. But I hope this may be an excursion of like half an hour or so. Uh, this guy just had a spine fixed by IKEA, and I hope that he's going to be all right. I think he is intending to leave soon as well. And other than that, most of the people seem to be in a fine state. I've fixed the bandages as best as possible. A few bones still need to be fixed, but they won't be bleeding out. They're just uncomfortable until the bone is set. I'm just kind of giving him the rundown of what I did, what still needs to be done, and if I find someone along the way who takes over the shift, I will get them. Anyway, I have to go for now. I will be back. And I just fuck off. And kind of while leaving, I kind of signal Shinya to follow.
Hmm.
I will follow.
So you will. Yeah. So it takes you uh it takes you about 30 minutes or so to like follow the burb, as it's just basically
Mm.
circling and follow and circling and follow. It leads basically north outside of the village city and actually into um just the thicket. And then eventually it leads to 2 druid houses, and as soon as you like see those 2 houses, the bird just goes straight towards the house, almost seemingly like it's gonna impact the wall, but it just vanishes in this greenish light, and it comes out of the door, an 8-foot tall druid, who just immediately stares at your location, just in your area, and gives you a wave.
I return the
Greetings.
wave.
Three things come.
I will follow. Making very sure that the gun in my hand is still loaded. Or in my jacket is still loaded, sorry. I'm not just holding the gun.
Yeah. I guess you go in. As you go in, well, it's nice, cozy, everything is made of wood. And one thing you notice is in one of the beds, uh, lays the elven girl that was due to execution, soundly asleep. Um, as the elf just kind of gets you, I guess, just kind of opens the door, lets you in or walk in on your own. Kind of pronounces loudly, "He, perchance." Very.
Looking back to Shinya. Is Alara in the frame already?
No, Alara is not here. See the elven
Okay.
lady, but you don't see
Hmm.
Alara anywhere.
I would take some if someone's available, but don't. Where's our colleague?
Your colleague is in another building, asleep. She needed rest, as she said. So let her be.
Hmm. Okay.
My name, Ellen. Pleasure.
Hmm. Name's Andala. As you see, I brought a colleague.
I see. Ever deceitful your kind is. Nevertheless, I gave a summary uh, of the situation to your colleague, so I will give it to you as well. You're in search of the fangs, are you not?
Who is asking?
People
An
who
ally
know,
of them? A friend of them?
the people who want them dead.
Good. Yes.
So, put it simply, there are beasts, lycanthropes, not of Fey origin, lurking the forests at night. They
Hmm.
are friendly with those who are aligning themselves with the Fang. A natural symbiosis, and clearly not a coincidence. He kind of gives a hand motion towards the sleeping elf. This girl by the name of Abby figure out a handful of things about their organization, and they have sentenced her to death. Because of your rescue, there most likely will be a hunt tonight for her. They most likely will come here looking for it, but they will not find my home an easy prey. They will be repelled and crippled. The pack might scatter, might go somewhere else. I don't know. But what I do know is I can help you track down their leader, the Pac-Man. Hunt him down, interrogate him, do whatever you wish. The end result that I wish it to be dead. That was the agreement. Any additional questions?
What's the stance of our colleague on this?
Skeptical, deceitful, quite volatile, but such
I
as
didn't. I was fucking charming. I didn't lie about anything. This fucker's lying.
Do you
but
require the bodies of these lycanthropes?
no, preferably they would be
Looking
burned.
over, looking over to Shinya and then grinning for a second.
No, I would prefer you would kill them, burn them, dispose of the remains. Although, if you do just kill them, I will dispose of the remains myself. Lest your colleague wants rest, thus I given them place to rest, to recover their strength. Also, I will talk about the other members of the information of what I know and of what she knew. Well, still know she's asleep, but one Sikh is a girl named Ziria, the temple infirmary. Gray and black hair, young human.
A nurse.
Drugs. I do not know.
Great. Okay, continue.
The second one is someone that they call the calm. Charismatic.
Edwin, yeah.
You met the individual.
Currently on both sides with both of the people you mentioned.
Ah. Well, there is
Did a
no more.
favor for some people. Edwin seems to be on okay terms with me. I'm working currently with the other.
Well,
I should mention working with full intent to kill them in the end, but
I assume that is the work of your kind.
so we know of the calm, the lady, the sorcerer, and the executioner. One person is missing. The executioner has been identified. The calm has been identified. And Zarya could be either the lady, the sorceress. No, it's the sorcerer, so unlikely the sorcerer. Or maybe the third missing person.
Well, it is my assumption that the Packmaster, the leader of the lycanthrope group, is part of the Fang Associate. Maybe it is one of the people you seek. Would you like some tea? As all of a sudden, from the wooden cupboards, two bowls manifest,
I think I will take some now.
and basically you see just two empty bowls fill up with water and start to boil with no source of heat or anything. And then, unless you go walk to pick it up, the the bowl just slinks against gravity down through the floor and basically towards you, both of you.
Very interesting. Um, in the meantime, just for a second, we haven't had time yet to fully sort this out. Shinya,
Yes.
how did you manage to break your spine?
Oh, I'll kind of look at you, narrow my eyes, look around. It's a long story. I'll explain it later.
Okay. But I am curious to hear the story. You got lucky that there was a cleric around. I could have made the pain stop, but not. What I assume to be paralysis.
Oh, since you're stuck here waiting to aid me, you're free to ask me. Perhaps I can cure you of an ailment or whatnot. I am quite good.
Andala narrows his eyes. Anything you can do against amnesia?
Certainly. One of physical trauma or one of archaic matters. Would you know?
I don't.
Oh, nice. Oh. Well, I do have methods for both. Alas, both with them would put you in sedation for a handful of hours. And afterwards, it would not make you effective combat. So he kind of scratches his beard. Maybe.
Let's call it a reward once the werewolf is dead.
Good. Good. That is acceptable terms.
You happen to have a room that we can close off momentarily.
The second house nearby houses your companion inside. If you wish to join her and rest as you wish, you have about 10 hours until the usual time. The beasts start to roam the woods, although I assume because of Abby here, it might be earlier. Who knows?
That means we have a few hours to set everything up. But yeah. With a bit of time available, what is it you need to talk about? Testing the tea actually now. I assume I'm not dying a horrible death from a
No,
neurotoxin.
it's delicious.
Perfect. I don't have
After
many
about
things to
5
compare
minutes
it to,
of him
so
drinking, I'll take a sip.
it's a very good choice.
With that, as soon as I could get some time without our gracious hosts around, I would pull out the bags of holding.
Uh-huh.
I'd start with the non-dragonborn one. Pull out the book.
Blood
Started explaining
vial, the
that.
book, four heads. 28 vials. A bunch of notes and papers. Seemingly written in blood.
What is this and where the hell did you get it?
And with that, I'll open up the second bag of holding, reach in, and start pulling the dragonborn out. This fat fuck.
Why?
Why?
This is like standing in front of what I assume to be the partially mangled corpse of a silver dragonborn.
Not even mango. It's just like it looks pretty normal. Then you realize around chest area there's like 9 bullet holes.
Surprisingly good, I guess. How? Actually, no, I see how. Why?
Still not certain if we're on the same page. I felt threatened. And after he was disposed of, I checked his bags of holding and found these things.
So you felt threatened by someone and ended up killing them with 9 shots in the chest and took everything, including their corpse.
But I mean, it is a dragonborn. They're interesting. Yes.
I'm sorry. Yes.
What was that?
I mean, have you ever actually looked at a dragonborn? Have you ever tried to figure out how they do the things that they can do? It's interesting.
By all accounts of my current state of amnesia, I've been awake for about a week. I've been alive for about a week. The only thing I didn't need is practice. If I ever looked at a dragonborn before this, it was only the people who were in that same dungeon as us. And Fortis of actually, is Fortis one of them? I don't think so. Whatever. I have no idea how the systems work. And
Just
you
kinda-
intend to just open them up?
I mean, why wouldn't I just open them up? They're livestock.
Livestock? An interesting choice of words, but
I mean, they're here for our research. That's the only purpose they really serve.
quite an extreme take, but I can get behind it. I assume this is the kind of stuff when you meant actual surgeon instead of engineer, pointing towards your skull.
Yes, a lot of my data is stored up here. It was going to be one of my greatest inventions, but and I start thinking back hard to how this ended up happening, how it was supposed to be a surgery, and I don't know what happened. Honestly, I don't even know how it got my.
Definitely an interesting result. I am fascinated by it. Your approach seems unusually modern. He grins. He grins and kind of laughs at that. Uh, I've seen few people that embrace this kind of tech this openly. Most seem to be stuck more towards the divine.
Why turn to the gods when you can surpass them?
I'm looking around the room again. By pure assumption, what's the likelihood that he's spying on us?
Hi. You see at least 4 fucking critters watching you. Kind of watching. And I imagine Ulrich just like fully fucking snuggled and just.
God,
And
no.
this,
I don't sleep in this fucking place.
But it's so.
I'm chilling in the other room, prepared to give them some useful information. Oh, fucking wait. Guess not. I'm definitely not sleeping in this place.
I mean, they. Oh god. I'm sorry. Sorry for what I did to you. I'm sorry.
Punch after punch today.
not getting any better.
Can I arrive? Can I
Sure.
come back?
Sure.
Yay.
Sure.
That
Slams
was
door
good
open.
enough.
Hey
What the
guys, I
fuck
got
is
some
that
useful
dragonborn
info for
course?
you.
So
Right.
have my compatriots arrived by now? What the fuck is that corpse on floor?
Just kind of just heads on in. Oh, I didn't realize you. Never mind. Anyway,
A
As the
side
door
project,
opens,
ignore
I'm
that.
quickly trying to shove everything back in the bags.
just fucking stares at it for a second, moves on, decides it's just, you know what? Another dead dragonborn. One every day. Seems fine at this point.
Actually, the last time it wasn't a dragonborn.
Oh, sorry, lizard. We're upgrading.
Yeah,
Um,
improvement.
I'll head on over. So how's your past 2 hours been?
Pretty good. I got a job.
Oh, it's wonderful that you're thinking long term.
And I just happened to work alongside one of the Fang leaders and be in pretty good graces with another.
Huh. Kind of looks at the dragonborn in the bag.
Yeah, the two of us are currently trying to
Is
stuff the
that
dragonborn in the bag.
related or just something
No,
else?
a side project, a side project.
Oh, fair enough.
One of them is named Zaria. She's a nurse in the temple where I got work. And the other one is called Edwin. You were there when B told us that we should go see Edwin in Red Moss.
Yes.
That guy's called Calm.
She kind of looks at her and she just genuinely seems to deflate slightly. Oh, well, good you found that out.
Anything you got to report?
No, honestly.
It seems to found
Nothing
something like
else.
quite nice over here. Kind of looking up into the wooded room. It's an hilarious case of consequence of coincidence. That's wonderful.
No, no, no,
Sorry.
no, I've just been carrying around some wounded creature all day, thinking of potatoes and sipping tea. Honestly, I haven't done anything to contribute, really. But you know, that's fitting. You are, after all, a lesser.
He squints his eyes. Be careful about your words now.
I'm joking. I've just been sitting around listening to squirrels. I don't know what they say, but I'm sure they're insulting me.
Kind of looking at the critters in the corner that we were talking about
They
earlier.
fucking scatter.
Hmm.
They are very much aware
found
that I have a
out.
gun in my pocket.
I found out while they like the smell of tea, they don't like being submerged.
I kind of choke on mine. Like,
As I finish putting things back in the bag, I'm mumbling, fucking half breed making us do all the work while she's sipping fucking tea.
We need a
Oh,
revolution.
well.
smaller ones need to unionize.
Next time, I'll be sure to carry my weight, bring you some important information you didn't already know.
That
So,
would be helpful since you have the person we were trying to get the information from.
oh, she was whining about how she was going to die or something.
The usual.
Yes. Anyway, brought her here. Played very nice. If anyone asks, we are very friendly and keen to help.
Of course.
Obviously.
When you were
Are you
stuffing
sometimes
tea in
fascinated
the...
how quickly you adjust to this kind of lifestyle? Or
You
is this
say it
just a
to me?
par for to both of
What
you?
does she
Or is
know?
this just par of the course for the two of you?
I mean, not exactly what I envisioned, but similar career prospect.
Would you expect a great surgeon to not have good bedside manner?
Hmm. By the way, when you were shoving that body in the bag, were the like multiple bullet wounds really obvious, or did I not catch that?
Too obvious.
Kind of glances. So, what is our inventory looking like? Are we equipped for the not small task ahead of us?
Apparently hunting werewolves. Did I get that part right?
Something along those lines, yes.
Well, some silver would be nice.
I'll pull out the silver dagger.
Oh, great start.
I mean, I don't think this is quite gonna do the service.
I mean,
I would quickly
let,
like note something, Araxis.
Huh?
I was never asked by D or the other guy to hand back that longsword.
Oh. True.
I still have that with me.
Yes, you do.
Was there
kind of like
any...
strapped over the shoulder.
Where are you working exactly?
The former temple to saloon.
Oh, a temple. Does that have any silver?
Quick answer,
Oh,
no. Because
most of the guard seems to have left the town.
Oh, well, maybe a
There's
wise
only one
decision.
priest left, and the rest seems to be more our kind of magic, pointing towards Shinya and me.
I mean, if our gracious hosts expect us to kill these, do you suspect they might be able to provide us some?
Well, he has been here for, they claim, a very long time. I wonder if during that time they found any silver lying around.
all of a sudden you hear steps outside, all of you, as a door opens up and a head peeks,
Mhm.
and it is the druid. Silver will not
Say,
be necessary.
oh, really?
Thank you
You
for
count
confirming my
sticks, but you
theory that
don't
you are,
count
in fact,
coins.
listening to us.
But of course, this is my home. I am not blind nor deaf. But
Debatable.
these are not of the Fey origin. So methods of silver, Fey, is not needed.
I guess that is a convenience.
Also, the reason why I came here is, why did you brought whoever you brought reeks of blood, tainted blood?
Looking to Shinya?
When fighting some monstrosities, you can never help but have some bait around.
Honestly, not a bad answer.
Or would you rather offer up some of your squirrels?
Did we kill already one of them? Perchance?
No, but
You
seen the
two.
wounds that it left, apparently.
At that, I would kind of raise an eyebrow, pull out one of the heads. Is this one?
He looks a bit, yes. No, but I seen him around the forest. Picked mushrooms. No. Kinda takes a few steps forward, and there's like a small, pool of blood mixed with dirt from, the corpse that you pulled out and pushed back in. Talk about this. Fresh blood.
Wait. This was one of your lycanthropes?
I do not know, but the taint is. He kind of takes a big whiff. It is unmistakable.
He walks over to the bag. Just, oh yeah, definitely evil. Goddamn.
Consider sufficient agents, then we complete the mission before even knowing what it is.
Uh, well,
Didn't you say you had books with you that you couldn't read? Given your presence around here, I'd assume maybe you'd know a few languages that may be of use here.
I do know many languages. Had time to learn them. Well, most of them.
Of course. We'll wait for Shinya to return. He has the books.
Wait, where did Chinia go?
I'm right here.
Yeah, but like, where in character, where did you go?
I'm talking above the table. because he was
Oh,
absent.
he's back. He's
Okay,
back.
because he was muted.
Oh,
I'm back. I'm back.
yeah.
So,
What time is it,
yeah,
Eric?
I can pull out the book.
Yes, Larry. Oh, I didn't say for
Just what time is it? It's been like 2 hours past.
well, 20 minutes and session over.
No, I mean, what
Oh,
time is it?
give me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I
It
remember
is
what time we
about.
arrived
It's
originally.
you arrive like 30 minutes before noon, and it's like 2:30 at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically about 3 hours, give or. You've been quite effective, all things considered. Nevertheless, what you're gonna provide to the druid?
Oh, they mentioned the book. I'll go ahead and pull out the book and put it down in front of us. A couple of the scrolls, if they have the same writing.
You try to open the book, it does not open. Although it is without a lock or anything, it does not open. You can see the druid seems to be wincing out of disgust looking at the book. Vile demonic magics. Ugh.
Does it fit the archetype of the things you want us to hunt?
Maybe it's very potent. Hold on a second. He kind of tells you that he wanders out of the door, and about 2 minutes back returns with a piece of parchment, an old yellow piece of parchment with a few stitched into. After a handful of hand gestures, the runes turn purple and seem to float midair into the book, and this noxious odor of like rotten blood can be felt. Fucking horrible. But then dissipates moments after as the book opens up wildly. Ugh. Arcane lock. Oh. Oh. Shitty stuff. Okay. Allow me a moment. And of course, does anybody know Infernal?
Nope.
Nope.
They basically
Surprisingly
watch.
useful language to pick up.
So you finally watch um the druid basically read through quite fast, like page after page. And there are pages of just like seemingly symbols nicely, neatly, decoratively placed with incantations and almost like ritualistic spells engraved into it. Um, and then he stops on what seems to be like middle of the pages and just kind of taps it. If we are to assume this goes for the leadership, are you looking for the sorcerer? He kinda exclaims while he is clutching his nose. Whatever is smithing, he's very not accustomed to.
He's one of the ones we're searching for, yes.
I assume the tome belongs to him then. Well, horrific stuff this tome is, containing rituals of blood, sacrilege, sacrifice, unnatural bonds. Ugh. Could explain the stench. He seems to be looking through less like actually reading, more like going through the pages rapidly and closing the book. This tome needs to be destroyed. Same with any other parchment of paper. This knowledge must not be brought to the surface.
I'll kind of narrow my eyes and start putting the things back in the bag.
I do trust you will destroy.
Yes, we'll destroy it later.
Alera,
For
can you
now,
roll?
they may as well be bait.
Alera, can you roll me an insight check?
Me?
Yes.
Sure.
He just kind of looks at you as Shina says, "Yeah, we'll roll later."
I don't say shit. What are you looking
I
at me
know, I know.
20.
He
Not
he knows that he looks at you, Alera, and there's this realization that he just knows you're lying. Not you, not you, not you, but whatever you belong to, you're gonna do your own
This guy just
shit.
fucking hates me.
I know he does.
Actually hates my face. Um,
And he just kind of looks
I
around.
kind of narrow my eyes ever so slightly. Immediate issues.
Yes, immediate. Nevertheless, if you wish to,
If you believe they'll be knocking on your door, how long do you think you'll have?
I do believe if you try to knock on my door with weapons drawn, you will not make it out alive. The deeper you go inside, the more dangerous it will become.
I'm sure, but I didn't ask if, I asked when. If you're convinced they're coming to you, will they be here before nightfall, after?
Usually, they're usually around the woods when the, the night is at its beginning. I assumed it might be earlier if they look for the girl, but alas, I will sense them from miles away. So I'll have minutes of head start of knowledge of them coming my way.
And I'll glance at the other two. Well, it sounds like we'll have a bit of a head start. Any of you need anything?
Well, if these will suffice, tapping like my vest and just like grabbing the tip of like the tip of the sheath of the sword. Don't think there's much more I can get. No magics as you tend to do them. We'll be fine myself.
Hmm. I'm
Anything
sure.
you need, we should get for you.
There's much I would like, but to deal with this, uh, kind of pats her kind of like side the pistol. While I appreciate this and my own talents, maybe a pointy stick.
Kind of
I don't
grinning about that
plan.
reduction.
I don't plan on hand to hand, but I would rather have something and not need it.
Look at the druid. Look at you. Look at the druid. Hand you the silver dagger.
I'm taking the silver. Okay.
I'd much rather you get close to it than me. Wouldn't say that out loud, but
Thank you for your consideration. And I'll put it away.
Never
Well,
going to see that knife again.
was it yours originally?
No,
No.
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 He took the knife off that dragonborn.
Oh, yes, he did.
Have the sorcerer dragons.
So, I guess I'd ask this in and out of character. How do we want to go about this? Are we hunting them down? Waiting for them to come to us? Are we trying to get this dickhead killed? Any ideas? Any preferences?
Yeah, what are your preferences?
Team huddle.
Yeah.
Hmm. I mean, when hunting beasts, I've grown to be decently proficient, I guess. I'm not saying that out loud.
Player of Red Dragon, let's go.
I mean, I do have quite a title. There is. I do think ambushes and being the first to strike is better than facing them in open combat.
Hmm.
We don't know exactly what we're facing, so it could be anything from literally just
A werehead.
ugly wolves to literal monsters. And given the amount of wounds I've seen in the temple, I do think these things do pack a punch. I would prefer laying an ambush, maybe some bait, looking over to Shinya.
you say
Could
bait.
you spare
I,
us a hand?
oh,
Sorry, you were saying?
when she says spare us a hand, I'll kind of think it over, pull out the dragonborn, ask for the knife back, cut off an arm.
I mean, do we want to like literally cut it up, or are we gonna like prop him on a rock as a scarecrow?
Hey guys, I'm still
I'm
alive.
alive. Thank goodness I survived my 9 gunshots to the chest. I'm homeward bound.
You are not getting this body unless I absolutely have to.
I get it. That is just an option. Does anyone have any better ideas, or are we happy with that?
I think a small bait should be good enough.
All right, maybe
I
just
mean,
a
we got
hand then. Not
Gets
even
them
an
confused
we
arm.
enough
got that
we can just
elven
head
girl
for the
back
knife.
there.
No.
She could be good bait.
Not to mention, I mean, the druid also told you what his plan is.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, remember, the druid also has a plan.
But does that involve us just kind of sitting behind a tree?
Oh, figure it out.
I mean, hey, if he wants to draw attention to himself, I'm fine with that. Maybe we like take a half an hour to jump out and save him. Actually, that is a genuine question. This building, right?
Yeah.
Does it only have one entrance?
Yes. There's of course windows that you can break. You would need to break the glass, and then you can come out.
All right.
Is there any bodies of water nearby?
How big of a body are we talking?
Let's
Around.
say
I mean, there is like a pond, but it's like a very small pond outside. It is like 3 feet wide, and you don't know if it's actually a pond or it's just rainwater that has been collected and just staying there idly.
What do you need the water for?
Thoughts? If we have a deep enough body of water, I might be able to have a little fun.
I assume that puddle won't be deep enough.
Absolutely not.
Guess we're looking for something else then. So, no ambushes with deep water.
Huh.
His more defensive plan does seem to be a decent option. Would make for an easy ambush option. We could develop an ambush from there.
I don't like the idea of walking into the woods. And if we can make him the target of them rather than us, amazing. I think we decided then.
If our gracious host is willing to kill them for us, and we can reap the benefits of the bodies, why not?
Yeah, only few negatives to all the positives, so doesn't sound too bad in my head.
So are you just gonna stay in this like room in the another building from the druid, just wait it out?
Actually, no. I would like to like we still have a few hours until shit starts. So given some free time ahead, I would check the area if there are any high trees that I could get far up enough that I would be out of line of sight for anyone standing on the ground.
Are we talking nearby this area or just?
Yeah,
Uh,
directly around this place.
the highest tree is like about 40 feet tall, and it is just a pine tree.
Mm.
Would take quite a bit of
Yeah.
climbing, but could get.
I'll stick to the main standard then. Sticking to this place and starting the fight from here.
40-foot pine tree? I'll use it.
Climb, 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 climb.
Do you have like climbing gear built into that?
Yes, I do have a natural climb speed thanks to my additional appendages.
True.
Was that an in-character sentence?
Yes.
I am better than you. I am stronger, smarter.
Soon as I understood the
You just see me effortlessly walk up the tree, essentially.
Any more preparations?
Loading the chambers, checking the ammunition.
Honestly, I don't think we have much else to do. There are no traps we can set up exactly.
How about another cup of tea?
I mean, we won't have a few hours for all we know, so yeah. Want some tea?
Oh yeah, I would do this much closer to when we expect them, not just randomly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Goes out, climbs on a tree, doesn't elaborate.
Sits there for 6 hours.
Silently, unmoving, unjudging.
Well, yeah. You just like, hey, druid. He just nods and provides you with well, another cups, and of course provides fruit if you wish. And it's kind of this awkward, like, you just kind
Waiting
of,
for the storm.
yeah, kind of hanging out. You're just gonna chill with the druid just like casually for
Oh, it's
hours.
fine.
About an hour
Definitely.
in, the druid just kind of speaks up, looking at all of you. Either at one of you if you're in the air, or to all of you. Why do you do the things you do?
What, save your relatives?
No,
Help you
no.
deal with the monsters rampaging through the countryside?
Why do you?
Eliminate criminal groups? I don't know, we're just that nice apparently.
Why do you wish to serve the Lord and Lady of the lands of this country? They despise divinity, despise the old way. They look upon and grow with haste, with recklessness.
So,
And
Well, what what's why does the progress matter if innocence is to pay for it? People are unwell, people are unhappy, people are dying.
are
So
you innocent? I'm genuinely curious. Would you consider yourself so?
he seems
You
to
raised your family from the dead. You are content with the knowledge that they will be tortured and killed.
think on it for a second. I was banished from my family a long time ago. I stayed behind for multiple reasons. Those reasons have faded in purity, trivia. These people have not. None of them know that I am related to some of them, but I do keep track of bloodline. And no, I do not consider it to be evil for me to act later than earlier. For I've seen what happens when you act earlier than later. You, you're not yet tainted. You still can flee. You can run away.
gets
We have it
hunted to death by
on
the family Kazumas.
we
Hmm.
have it on good authority that is not much of an option.
He kind of nods himself. You will become tainted somehow, some way. A demonic, subtle taint. Some would consider it powerful. But it's like a deal with the devil. Will suffer the consequences. The greater your power, the bitter the cost.
Sadly, how most games seem to run nowadays.
Give me a second on the rolls. He takes a deep breath. There is curiosity that it wishes to tell upon you. Because you are of traveling sort, of capable sort, seeing how quickly dispatched, seemingly unknowingly, by sheer luck, the foes. There is a mountain south, far south, weeks of travel on foot. An old druid circle lays dormant and dead. In its catacombs lies great treasure. Artifact of great power that could be of use to you. I have no interest in that power, nor would I find any good use of it. But you, you're the new, you're the progress that's sweep this land how many times over. But I prefer it would fall into the hands of more reliable source. Because everything eventually gets dug from the earth. And then he just kind of looks to the bed and sticks something under the mattress and pulls out this disc of this grayish metal with seemingly star constellations basically placed everywhere around it. It will be like a guiding compass, but will only work during the starry nights. You will know that you're in the right place when the disc begins to spin, symbol like a vortex. And then there is silence from the druid. I don't know if you're gonna take the disc or not.
I would grab that disc. You're offering an artifact to people who have kind of halting for a second because he doesn't know about himself, but he knows about the others, who have, as far as I'm aware, all been sentenced to death at least once. People who you have no reason to trust over the fact that one of them saved a friend of yours, who are literally here to murder people.
From my perspective, it is pretty simple. I heard of your kind. I know what you do. I know of your ruthless and cunningness. You still have your humanity left. There could have been a lot worse people who could have come here. There could have been a lot worse people who could have eventually found the artifact by accident. And then he kind of looks again at you, Alara.
This guy does fucking hate me, I swear to God.
You do feel weird, different. I don't know why, I don't know how. Just odd.
Maybe it's my present company.
Perhaps. And then there's this awkward silence.
I'm still holding this disc in my hand. Looking between Shinya and Alara.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, exactly what I was looking for. Um, Genuinely asking, we've been together less than a week so far. Your current stance on the point?
I mean, if there's an artifact out there that can assist us in our good mission of helping people, why wouldn't we want to help people?
Alera kind of squints at the druid for a minute longer before turning to you. While the prospect seems pleasing, I am not so confident based on its source. Though I'm not one to judge others' actions, I find charitable advice from those who would see their family dead a little out of sorts.
There goes the music bot.
So,
To be honest, not like we're better company.
Oh, and as I said, I'm not judging. Just noting.
The thing is, still looking down at that tablet. This thing will, for guarantee, be taken off of us the second we return from the mission. So, talking about here is extending our trip by what could be several weeks.
I want to
With-
ensure that such a detour wouldn't classify as insubordination.
Well, the good druid here should be able to get us a little closer than simply walking, shouldn't he?
Lara kind of squints a little more.
I do not know the location. I know general area, but it could take days to navigate, figure it out where it is. All I know is it is the mountainous range south, in the middle of country, not not neighboring the dwarven kingdoms nor the upper sea, but amidst the plain. And within there, hundreds of miles of mountains in all directions, miles tall mountainscapes. It's up to you to figure out where it is. After
To be honest, days of travel time still sounds a lot better than weeks. Might just be a personal opinion, though.
It is pretty. I'll tell you because it's pretty plain to on her face. Alera thinks this is bullshit. This druid is telling us to wander off in a random direction with no set destination for a MacGuffin, while we are very much on the understanding that abandoning our mission will result in very swift death. She is convinced that he is just trying to get us killed because he doesn't like who we work for. That is all in character, though.
Mm.
That is, her face is just, I've had fucking enough with this guy.
Shinya is quickly picking up on this would probably be a waste of time too. We have better things to do.
If there was any more specifics, maybe. But we've literally just got a cardinal direction and that's it.
I'll do what you wish. The tablet.
May I ask why you've never ventured there? You've certainly had the time.
I do not have a reason to.
And what's your reason for such charitable information?
Like I told you, you're the progress. You're the eventuality. It could be worse, people. So I have trust in you.
Oh, this fucker's definitely lying.
Roll me an insight check.
And I don't even. I don't think I want to.
Roll it, motherfucker.
On the
He's
That's an
looking
order.
at the guy. He's
Yeah.
looking at the guy who shoved a dead body in his bag of holding. Another one who's got like, actually, same one who's got metal jutting out of his head. And no, come on. Either this guy's got very low
Roll me
standards.
an insight.
I'm rolling it. Fucking wait. It's
I want to flash of genius this, but I can't think of a
23.
logical way to flash.
You realize something, Olera. Despite what he says, he's actually saying the truth. But
He might believe it.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. The reason why you kind of catch on why. Not to mention that he's like, oh yeah, there could be worse people. He just doesn't. How do I say this? You know those things of like, he knows too much.
Mm.
He's like, oh, this is a thing for you. You can fuck off, and I'm gonna fuck off as well. And when you're back here, I'm not gonna be here anymore. Or somewhere along the lines, maybe. It's like a hey, listen, this is a parting gift. We stop asking questions. Take it or leave it. Anyway, it's been
not
3
pick
hours.
up on that insight on my end. Andela is mentally still waiting on the war sirens that announced the attack of the werewolves.
So
Just gonna be a random bird. In a
if
tree.
you're ready to call, if you wanna continue, we can. But if you wanna call it, I can do one final scene and we can call it.
I think that does sound fine. One final scene and then
So
fighting next week.
Question: are you gonna stay with the droid this entire time, or are you gonna like start assembling
I
your
mean, for a
position?
while. An hour or so.
So
Mm.
takes about 4 hours. The sun is still high, but it is setting. And the droid's basically tending to the girl who's fastly asleep and basically is just sleeping. All of a sudden, you see the elf just ears twitch. He suddenly stands up and shouts. I can sense 1, 2. They're starting to assemble. 7 miles out. I don't know how many, but they're assembling. And it will probably start prowl. If you wish to make preparations, now is the time. And I shall make mine.
What's the lighting?
The
This
light,
time?
the lighting is still the sun is still up, quite up. It's not even setting yet. It's like 6:30 p.m. on summer.
Mm.
Yeah, it's still bright.
Seeing that Shinya somehow managed to get himself into a tree, I actually do think that is not too bad of an idea. I mean, I had the idea originally, but he seems to have assistance. I can do it without. I'm absolutely sure of that. I'll find a different tree,
Huh?
and just also make my way up a tree to lie in wait, gun at the ready to just shoot and drop down to something that needs to be killed.
Well, screw it. I'm not gonna be the only one down here.
You're all
Climb up
gonna
the
climb
tree,
trees.
get some claws, clamber my way.
Climb. Okay. So.
Our
Ooh.
fight is partially inspired by the Viet Cong.
You die, GI. You die.
They lied to you, GI.
Oh, God. So. So. It takes you like good 5 minutes to essentially get in positions and, you know, prepare. Just be in your own thing. So. You kind of wait patiently, hoping to hear or sense anything, and each of you get a squirrel that just starts climbing to you. And separately, while you're away, all of you get the same message. 27, 32, 36, 40. And then all of you can hear a blood-curdling howl echo, even though it is still high sun. You all hear the squirrels whisper to you. They're running. They're approaching. Within 10 minutes, they will be here. Do not show yourselves. Wait. Let them surround the hut. Let them function themselves against me. Kill the stragglers. Kill the packmaster. So, with those orders given, I suppose, you all can start to hear that one howl that echoed minutes ago howl again, but this time with a handful more followed through. The howls are getting closer and closer. Alira. As you kind of listen, and you know that they're coming basically from the northwest side, somewhere out there in the forest. Minutes, and they will be there. The air is unnaturally tense with anticipation. And then you see or hear a branch crack by a tree. On it, it's a familiar individual.
Oh, fuck off.
With a smile. Seemingly eating an apple. Nothing like corrupted hellhounds to run up that blood, ain't it? Oh, do not worry,
Your
my
problems are your own.
intervention will be brief. Packmaster has the cleanness of the bloods. For that blood courses power. One of many stepping stones of what you achieve. Happy hunting, Lady Alera. And as something forcefully makes you blink, and when you blink back, it is gone from the treetop. And you're just kind of stooped, waiting. So, that being said and done, you all, few minutes pass, hear the vibration of just the earth start to tremble as if a massive cavalier charge is going through. But as you look down, you see through the shadows beasts of dark charcoal fur pass all of you by, completely not even glinting. But one of them, above all, is of significantly bigger size. About 12 feet tall and about 6 feet wide. An immense lanky figure seemingly being the head of this little excursion. Runs up to basically the entrance of the domiciles of the druid and screeches in a blood-curdling scream. Anybody knows Sylvian?
So much about not Fey associated. Nope.
No.
Ugh.
It proceeds to growl and snarl as every single other creature, seemingly similar build, although smaller, almost by half, surround and hold. I think this is what we're gonna call it.
So much about just assassinating a few guys in the city. Now we're in a werewolf. Great hunt. Fuck.
Hey, it is what it is. I have faith in you. I have.
You're talking to the most godless group that has ever played in this server.
Anyway, so with that being said and done, hey, it's fine. Don't worry. It's just 41 werewolves. You can handle it easy. Anyway,
Like that.
don't worry about it. So with that, it is good. It is cool. So, anything you wish to say before I'm shutting the stream down with no survivors?
We still don't have final words. We really need to
That
get
will
on to
be-
that.
That'll be our chant now. We don't have final words.
Kill
We
the
need to get on
lizard.
that.
Kill the lizard.
Kill the lizard.
Oh god.
Kill the lizard. Kill the dragonborn. Anything of that kind of.
We should have been long dead.
Fuck the scales. Fuck the scales.
No, don't fuck the stage.
Oh, not in that way. No. Anyway.
Important distinction.
Anyway,
no.
and it's over. There you go. It's done. Yippee.